Yellow, welcome in FTN Fantasy Start Sit Show. I am your host, Jeremy Popielarz, who you can find on Twitter or X if you're watching, potentially already know, but at PopesFFH. I'm here to answer all of those Week 11 Start Sit questions for you, and hopefully we get those wins. We got some recovering potentially to do if we started Joe Burrow on Thursday night. Unfortunate injury there, or even if we had Mark Andrews, which I'm sure a lot of us did into our lineups there. Those were some two crucial injuries and kind of had a ripple effect throughout that game. So obviously, I have a thread going on my Twitter as well. If you want to head on over there, you can drop the question on there. If you're watching on Twitter, I also have one over on FTN Fantasy's Twitter. Or if you want, you can join us on YouTube. You can hop in there, drop the question. I can pull those comments up on the screen. The others I will just answer, and we'll type the question out or the answer back on X as well if you are not tuned in live. Without further ado, let's go ahead and fire it up. We got some questions from earlier, obviously on that thread that I had just mentioned, and I'm today years old. Is that how that goes? That I learned that apparently Twitter doesn't organize these in timestamps anymore. So I've had a busy morning, going and doing some extra things this morning and trying to find out in order on how these questions got asked. And it's not in order. Surprised by that. So I have definitely been going back and forth on that. Francisco, what is up? Welcome in. Stick with Detroit's D or gamble with the Jets need a win. I'm probably gonna roll with Detroit. Actually, you know what? I don't think it's a gamble with the Jets. The gauge with the Jets is really tough, though. Obviously, the Bills have been turning the ball over like crazy. As you can see, the Bills helmets in my background. I am a Bills fan, so I would know that. But yeah, they have been turning the ball over like crazy. Josh Allen's turning it over, some fumbles here and there. So the Jets defense, even if the Bills come out, there's a good potential they have a turnover and even potentially a defensive score. Detroit's good, though, too, because we don't really know how good Fields is going to look early on, and Detroit has been kind of a really good defense as of late. But I'm probably going to go with the Jets, to be honest. I really think that matchup's pretty good with the Bills. I don't know if the Bills blow them out with the new offensive coordinator. It could be a situation where they get blown out. I mean, I would kind of lean with your gut here. I really like both of these teams as far as defense, special team scoring goes. Detroit probably has a better chance of getting a shutout, so maybe they have a higher ceiling. But I think the Jets probably get more turnovers, would be my guess. Not super great with the defense and special teams, Francisco, but if it was me, I'm probably just going with the Jets, to be honest. Let's see here. And like I said, these are not time-stamped on Twitter, so it's taking me a little bit to scroll down to some of these questions. Let's see here. We got Christopher at Chris Castle 1125 on Twitter. Rasheed Rice or Sam Laporta, Superflex PPR. I'm going to go Laporta. I do like Rice this week, but it's tough to, even though he is a tight end, it's tough to avoid Laporta in a lot of these start sits. He's just so consistent, and even out of that tight end position, it just seems a little bit safer with me with Laporta as opposed to Rice. He did score here recently from Rice. He's getting a ton of red zone targets. But I like Laporta in this matchup against Chicago that they should be able to throw pretty well in. Clint Beastwoody, Kyler Murray, or Justin Herbert. I'm still leaning Herbert. I know it's a little bit tougher matchup against Green Bay, but I do like both, and Kyler Murray could definitely have a huge game if that game gets into a shootout type of situation there in Houston. But Herbert and the Chargers are needing a win desperately here to kind of just keep pace here in the AFC. So I'm going to go with Herbert. I know it's a little bit tougher matchup, but I still like him. He's been pretty consistent as far as fantasy quarterbacks have gone. Morning, Francisco. And yeah, the coordinator change, I don't think we see a ton. Joe Brady should be interesting, some different play calling, stuff like that. So I just worry that the Bills, Francisco, for you with that situation is that maybe we get like good Josh Allen, kind of just that repercussions of that. It's a home game, might be a little bit more of the sugar high Josh, as a lot of people like to call him, and we might get a huge game out of them. As opposed to what we saw the last time those two teams met. So it's really that's what I mean. It's a coin flip between the Jets and the Detroit defense because Detroit could also lay an egg. I mean, I doubt they do, but Justin Fields is coming back. Like that offense looked pretty good prior to Fields having that injury. So I think it's up and down there for that. MS should trade Rashad White or for Brees Hall straight up. I have White. I would going down the stretch here, MS. I also have Garrett Wilson. That's fine. If I'm starting two Jets, it's going to be Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall anyways. So I like Brees Hall down the stretch. I think he's doing pretty well. Obviously, if you don't, I mean, I like Rashad White too. He's getting all those touches. So it feels lateral-ish to me. I think Brees Hall probably has a higher ceiling than White does on a weekly basis. But White's been good. So depending on where you sit, MS, I mean, if both these guys start for you, like you're kind of just making it feels a little bit like making a trade to make a trade, but I get it because Brees Hall's probably got the higher ceiling. So I don't mind it. If you really want to get Brees Hall in there, I don't think that that's a bad situation to start two Jets if it's those two. Let's see here. We got Fields or we got at OSB Bliss 7485 on X, Fields or Russell Wilson, Nico Collins or Rasheed Rice, Brian Robinson or David Montgomery. So I'm going Fields here at quarterback. I like Collins over Rice at wide receiver for you here, Jersey Finns fan. And then probably Brian Robinson. I like both running backs today. But I think Robinson maybe is going to be a little bit better than David Montgomery. And it's tough. This little bit could turn into a massive game. But where I have him ranked, it is just a hair above David Montgomery. Let's see here. We've got any change to be made. We got a lineup here: Allen, Eckler, Hall, Cup, Nakua, Laporta, B-Rob. Got Lockett, Robinson, Schultz on the bench. Not really. I think you're looking pretty good here, Paulo De Sosa. Maybe Schultz over Laporta. Maybe that would be my only move there. We've got Flex from Boolicious 3 on X. We've got Dubes, Reed, JSN, or Madison. I'm going to go Dubes here. He's been the best Green Bay receiver as far as fantasy goes. I do like Alexander Madison in this situation. But I'm going to go with Dubes. I think he has a little bit higher ceiling. Seattle need 2 to start. A-Chain, Lockett, or Dell. A-Chain and Dell for me here, Seattle. I like Lockett. He had a big game last week. Could have that reproduce that this week. But I like A-Chain and Dell in their 2 spots this week. Vegas has been pretty leaky to running backs, been a little bit better lately. But we've seen that Miami offense really run through that running game when they're going hot. So I do like that. It is in Miami. So I do like that situation for him, even coming off the injury. And then Dell in Arizona, he's the guy for that Houston offense. And I think that game's sneaky shootout type of style. MS for this week, should I start Connor over White? White's matchup makes it yeah. I'm starting James Conner, 100%. I do not like Rasheed White. I mean, this week at least. I had White. I was recommending it on Thursday, White over or Keaton Mitchell over White. Like I really thought Mitchell was going to hit. He didn't really get in the end zone, so that might not mature well. But I really don't like that matchup for Rasheed White this week. We saw Travis Etienne get really shut out by him last week, and we can't argue that Etienne is not definitely better than Rasheed White. So I'm looking to sit him if I can. Stephen Lee _13, Dell, McLaurin, or Metcalf PPR. That's Dell. I tank Dell. I feel like Tank Dell should not be in many of these questions anymore. I get it. It's a week to week basis, somewhatly with that offense. But when you're getting good matchups like this, Tank Dell is a must start. I mean, he's just the key. He's kind of that cog that gets that Houston offense rolling. And CJ Stroud's just killing it at this point. I don't expect a huge drop off from him anytime soon. Better casual morning. Good morning. And the coffee? I do. I have coffee right here. Pull that up to the camera. Need to start 3. Nico Collins, Rasheed Rice, Calvin Ridley, Deontay Johnson, Javonte Williams, Christian Watson. This one's actually pretty easy for me. Nico Collins. I do still like him. I think that whole Houston offense is a really good start against Arizona. Javonte Williams is a must start, top 12, top 10 guy. I even think at the consensus over at FTN and at the Fantasy Pros consensus. So Javonte Williams is a good smash spot this week. And then Rasheed Rice for me. I'm out on Ridley at this point. Deontay Johnson's iffy. That's just a really tough matchup for that Pittsburgh offense against Cleveland. So I'm kind of avoiding it. It could go the way that we saw with the Baltimore game where they're kind of back and forth, but I'm not into that with Deontay Johnson at this point in that offense. And Watson, just sit him. Christian Watson, I was a guy that faded him in the offseason, and it's panning out pretty well at this point. It's not a match in that offense at the moment. Jacoby Myers or Jahan Dotson? Jacoby Myers. Dotson, another one that's been a big disappointment this year. Just isn't it. Whenever Curtis Samuel's active, it just seems like Dotson is not involved. So I'm going to roll with Jacoby Myers there in a game that the Raiders should have to throw too. So there's a plus on his side as well. So LMDGPD on X need to Kenneth, Walker, Gibbs, and Connor. Who are you sitting out of this group? Connor would be my sit out of this group. I like Walker and Gibbs a little bit more there, Lewis. G on X, Green G Money is the handle. Brian Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins, or Terry McLaurin. B-Rob, I like the spot for him this week. He's been a sneaky good fantasy running back for those Commanders and for our fantasy lineups. At Jansen 7F, full PPR, need to start 2 Jacoby, Rondell Moore, Hunt, or Spears. So I'm going to go Hunt. I think he finds the end zone in an easy matchup, and Jacoby here, I kind of just touched on it a little bit. I'm not super high on Jacoby, but of this group, I'm going to be a little bit higher on him, and what should be a good situation to throw the football for that offense. Let's see here. Scrolling through Twitter. Okay, here we go. MP Tennis 21, Saquon, Swift, or A-Chain pick 2 half PPR. I'm gonna go with A-Chain here, and I'm gonna go Saquon actually. It's kind of really a coin flip here, Michael, but I think Saquon's matchup a little bit better against Washington. They've been really actually kind of leaky against running backs since making the trades. Obviously, losing Chase Young and Montez Sweat will do that to you. So I'm going to go with that. Better casual appreciated. Yeah, no problem. Hopefully it works out. Don't thank me just yet. No, I mean, I think you'll be in a good spot with those guys. I'm going to flex here for MSK, Marquise Brown, Deontay Johnson, Jacoby Myers, Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz. I know it's a tight end, seems but again, I'm in on that game. I think that could be a good game for those guys. Seattle, who do I start going forward when all are healthy? Saquon, Walker, Kamara, A-Chain, Kyron. Ooh, it's a good backfield to have. That's going to be a matchup thing. You're going to have to start playing those. It's not going to be really a set and go there, Seattle. It's just all those are going to be definitely dependent on matchups for sure. And likely, if I had to guess, like the set and forget, probably going to end up being A-Chain and maybe Williams, surprisingly. But that's just a guess right now. I feel like they're just also good. You're going to be playing some matchups in that one. Frenzy MS, 2 running backs, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. We got Javonte, Ford, Singletary, Henry, Dell, DJ, and Metcalf. So Javonte and Singletary are starts at running back for me. Actually, Javonte and Henry would be the starts at running back. Well, it doesn't really matter which one you put in there. And then I play Singletary and flex. And then my wide receivers would be Dell and DJ Moore. Frenzy, that's where I'd go with those. Quinn, JSN, or Lockett. That's Lockett for me. I think he has the bigger day of the Seattle receivers. Brett, good morning. Good morning, Brett. Welcome back. Full PPR, Deontay in a bad matchup, or take a flyer on Zay Jones if he plays. Rondell Moore, 8 targets last week, and Wilson expect to be out. I'm playing Zay Jones if he's healthy. So it's my own theory and don't have much on this just yet. Well, we haven't seen Zay Jones, so I can't really pinpoint whether this is true or not. I really think ETN's touchdowns have come from a lack of Zay Jones being on the field. As crazy as this sounds, I know it's wild. It's a little bit conspiracy-ish, but I'm just saying, I do think that Zay Jones is a big factor in the red zone for this offense. I think he gives this team a little bit something different as compared to his receiving running mates there in Calvin Ridley and Zay Jones. So if Zay Jones plays, I really do think he finds the end zone today. And I think he's kind of just a big factor in that offense. It's crazy to think, but I really do think that he's a big part of it if he plays. So I'm playing Zay Jones in a really good matchup if he plays. If he doesn't, I mean, I have DJ ranked higher, but I would be fine with going Rondell Moore. I don't think it's going to be a huge game from him, but I don't think it's going to be a huge game from DJ either against Cleveland. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Zay Jones plays. Brett, I think that's your best answer out of that grouping. And Frenzy, thank you, and you're welcome. We got at LM Nop, lots of numbers on X, Herbert or Dobbs. This one's going to be Herbert. For me, I'm still rolling with Justin Herbert. To be honest, I don't know. I'm not going to say the shoe falls here on Dobbs, but Denver's been playing pretty good defense the last few weeks. I know everybody gives them a hard time, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get really that top 8 finish from Dobbs this week. If he's more a quarterback 2, I would not be overly surprised there. So I'm not really looking to start Dobbs this week. Need 2 quarterbacks to start: Murray, Stroud, or Fields. For at Arizona Football or 99, I'm going to go Murray and Stroud here. Just going to stay in that same game. And hopefully we get the shootout that I expect and probably a lot of people expect to be coming down the pipelines for them. Let's see here. Pick one: Dotson, Rice, Ridley, or Henderson. Half PPR. For at Robert Pumpkin _52. I'm gonna go with Rice here. I like the spot for him. I think it's pretty good. Of this grouping, he's the best in my opinion and highest ranked. At Ditter BP, Dell or DJ Moore standard. I'm going to go Dell. I think he still scores a little bit better. It's kind of what you're looking at for standard. TJ English, 13 in the flex spot, B-Rob or Puka. I'm going to go Brian Robinson there. Rice or Ferguson, half PPR. I'll go Rice, higher upside. If you want a safe floor, it's Ferguson. He's kind of just been meandering around 10, 15 points. So I'd go with Ferguson if you want safety. If you're looking for the upside, Rice feels like the Rice. This could be a decent game for Rashee Rice. Abundant Life, Howell or Fields, and Ridley or Judy. I have Howell slightly ahead of Fields, so I'm going to go there with him against the Giants, and then Judy. That's a tough one. Ridley and Judy. You didn't think it'd be as tough for exactly the same reasons, I will say. But I'm gonna, I'll go Judy. I think it's a pretty good matchup against Minnesota. Their defense has been solid, but like they are still giving up a lot to the passing game. So I'll go Judy there. Denver's been playing good, so I'll go that route. Kevin needs 2 out of these. Myers, Hollywood Brown, Hopkins, and Rice. I'd probably go Hopkins and Rice. A little bit riskier plays, but I like those 2 a little bit better. in this situation. I don't mind Hollywood Brown, but he's going to have a little bit of a tougher matchup against that Texans team, truthfully. So if you wanted to go Brown, maybe pick Kevin. Why don't you pick between Brown and Hopkins, and then play Rice for sure? Pick between Brown and Hopkins. It's really kind of a coin flip for me with those two. So I could make a case for either. Let's see here. Brett McManus on Twitter at Bretson Beast. Guyton, Cooks, Michael Wilson. I'm hopeful Noah Brown plays. I'm going to say Cooks. I don't really think Michael Wilson plays either. I saw a report that says he's expected not to play. So Brent, but I'm going to go Cooks if Brown doesn't play. If Brown plays, I'd play Noah Brown, but I think it's going to be Brandon Cooks for you in that situation. I don't think either Cooks or Wilson or Brown play today. Let's see here. We got at Javi D, 1 quarterback, full PPR, 10 team. Nico Collins, Sutton, Deontay Johnson, already starting Tank Dell. I'd go Sutton or Collins. I'd probably lean Collins there, Javi, but I don't mind playing Sutton if you're not into both. Carlos Garcia Carlos Garva LV on X. Should I start Dak just by face the Panthers, or should I go streamable? Go Dak. I'd go Dak. The Panthers aren't as good against the pass as everybody thinks. They've just faced some. They've done well, but like, I don't know. I don't think they're as good as everybody's making it out to be. I think Dak will be fine. I know they're going to try and run the ball a little bit more likely there for Dallas, but I think Dak's going to do all right. Hurts or Stroud from DeFasco Dario. I'm going to go Hurts. Love me some CJ Stroud, but I'm not starting them over the big three. Hurts, Mahomes, Allen. I'm not really doing it. Their upsides are just huge. I mean, obviously CJ Stroud showed us a huge upside, but I don't think we really see that might be CJ Stroud's best career game ever. That was a pretty big blowout there for fantasy points, but maybe he'll give us more. But in the future. Which do I sit here at Lieber_Zach, Metcalf, Ayuk, Dell, and Diggs? I'm going to sit Metcalf in this situation. He's been okay, but he's not really been giving us exactly what we love here. And like I said, I have a sneaky feeling the Bills are pretty good today. I think that coordinator changed, a little bit of a wake-up call. The offense has been meh, but like statistically, it's been solid. Really just been sloppy. So if they can clean some of that up, I think that offense gets moving again today. Victor, Mostert, or Ford. I like both. I'm going to go with Raheem Mostert here, though, Victor. At PayMarte0313 on X, Nico Collins or Adam Thielen. I am going Nico Collins there. Andy Rudjick at Ruddick14 on X, A-Chain or Singletary. I'm going to go ahead and go Devon A-Chain here. I like both, but I think A-Chain's ceiling's a bit higher. Tom Glockman at Tommy Glock on X. Running backs are Barkley, Mostert, and B-Rob. Play all three or bench one for Puka. I would bench Mostert for Puka. So bench that. We got Adam A. Bellin 410 on X. Pick one wide receiver for PPR. Quentin Johnston, Guyton Moore, Rondell Moore, Elijah Moore, Zay Jones. Zay, if he plays, would be my move there. If not, I'm going to go Johnston. I don't love the but I think he's probably got the highest ceiling of that grouping. Good luck, Kevin. Hopefully that works out for you. Yeah. Playoffs are tough. It's a tough season out there. I got a lot of those fringe teams as well, Kev. It's going to be a big week for a lot of people. Dobbs or Howell rest of the season from Brett. Probably Howell. I mean, they've both been really, really good. I don't know if you can go wrong, but I'm going to lean Howell. I just think that he's a little bit better for fantasy. That is, at least. Aaron Kennedy at A Kennedy 1010 on X. Bench 1 Kincaid, McBride, Dell. Start 3 out of Pacheco, White, Singletary, Collins, Deontay Johnson, full PPR. So bench 1, I'm going to sit Kincaid out of that group. Starting Singletary, Collins, and Pacheco would be my starts in that group there, Aaron. Rest of the season at his Wadeness _ Higbee or Otten. I'm going to go Higbee. I mean, I don't really like either of them, to be honest. But at 32 _ fantasy, sit 1 Aaron Jones, Pollard, Barkley, or Mozart. I'd probably go Mozart there. Really close. I like all of those guys today. But Mostert's probably my lowest ranked out of that group. At 32 fantasy, Dobbs or Fields. I'm actually going to go Fields here this week. I do think that Fields has a pretty good day. And like I said, I'm leaning towards Dobbs being more of a quarterback 2 this week as opposed to a QB1 like we've seen the past couple weeks. Denver's been playing some sneaky good defense, even though we like to give them some crap. Victor, start 3, Metcalf, Hollywood, Debo, Dell. I'm sitting Hollywood here. Victor. We got at Javi goal, James Conner, Javonte Williams. That's going to be Javonte Williams for me. I like Javonte Williams' spot today against Minnesota. Need to start 2 between Connor, Robinson, Javonte Williams. Can't decide. I'm going to sit out of these 3 here for Thomas at Rotobomb Z. Connor, Robinson, Javonte Williams. I'm sitting Connor out of that group. Nathan Klug, PPR, Zach Charbonnet, or Tajay Spears. I'm going to go Charbs. I like Charbonnet here against Seattle this week. Or not against Seattle. They are Seattle. Against the Rams. Gosh, can't speak, right? We got 4 at Larbar or L. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. El Yarbar, 22. Javonte Williams, Jerome Ford, or Jalen Waddle and DJ Moore. I'm going to go Williams. And I'm going to go Waddle. Williams and Waddle, double W's. Henderson or Pacheco. I'm going to go Pacheco here. I think Freeman probably is a better day than Henderson, to be honest. So, just saying. We got Megan McMore on X, Kincaid or Laporta, A-Chain and Puka and Flex. Kincaid, and I'm going to go... Why is my A not working? And Puka. I'm going to go Puka over A-Chain in that situation there. Brandon Ayuk, but I have Sam Laporta. Did I mess up? I think Kiddo's supposed to be Kittle. Let's see here. Non-PPR, Puka, Ford, Devontae Smith. This situation, I'm going to go Ford. Really looking for a touchdown there, and I think that's going to be Ford. Debo or A-Chain at flex for Pedro. That's going to be A-Chain for me. Bryson Mercer Sparklin on X. One has to sit Puka, Debo, or Javonte Williams. That's going to be Debo for me. Fields or Murray. That's going to be Murray for me. Cook or Ford as my RB2. That's going to be Ford. I do like James Cook this week, but I'm going to go with Jerome Ford there. Tank versus Adams and Barkley versus Walker. That's going to be Tank and Barkley. We've got Benders _ HC, Tank, Goddard, and Amari. One of them has to ride the pine. Any thoughts? So I'm sitting Amari in that one. Let's see here. Adam Thielen, Trey McBride. I'm going to go McBride. I like McBride in the spot this week for at Matthew Gross 13. Scrolling through Twitter. Running back 2 and flex. Breece Hall, Derrick Henry, Thielen, and Dell. I'm going to go Hall and Dell in that situation there for Brandon. Need 2 for at EJDSR1 on X, Montgomery, Pacheco, Henry. That's going to be Monty and Henry for me. Henry's historically good against the Jags. A lot of people are down on him this week. I think he'll be all right, to be honest. Let's see here. Mahomes, Dobbs, or Fields. That's Mahomes for me. One of the better quarterbacks, best quarterback potentially in the league against one of the worst secondaries. So I'm going there for that one. Let's see here. We got Howell Dobbs at Die Goodness on X. Howell or Dobbs, flex Henderson or Puka. That's Howell and Puka for me. We've got sit 1 standard Pollard, Gibbs, Montgomery. Pollard, I guess. Yeah, probably Pollard. It's a good situation to have Dirty Steve, but it makes it a little bit tough. So that's probably where I'm going to go. Let's see here. Which running back to start? Warren, Madison, or Chandler? I'm going to go Madison. I think Madison's the lead today. if he plays. If not, obviously go to Chandler there, Mastodon. Mike Schneider, Rashad White, or Mostert full PPR. That's Mostert. I do not like to set up for Rashad White this week. Truth Teller, Charbonnet, or Quentin Johnston in flex. I'm gonna go Johnston. I don't think he's gonna have a huge day, but Charbonnet likely doesn't have a huge day either. So I'm gonna go Charbonnet there. At Ravens _ Universe, Tank Dell, or A Chain and Flex. I already have Gibbs and Pollard. I'm gonna go Dell. I think Tank Dell is a better day than A Chain. I think A Chain has a good day, but I think they might like ease him a little bit in. So we got any changes? Murray at quarterback, A Chain, Gibbs, Addison, Dell, Laporta, McBride. Looks like he's got Ridley, Swift, Jones. I'd probably go McBride over Laporta, and then Jones over Laporta in flex. So I'd rather play Aaron Jones over Sam Laporta today, I think. Would probably be my guess. Henry or Singletary. I'm still going to go Henry here. I like Derrick Henry today. A little bit more than the consensus. Need 2 running backs. Standard league for Doug. Who do we sit? Saquon, A-Chain, Madison, or Devontae Smith? So I'm going to go Saquon and A-Chain. And then my flex would be Smith. I do like Madison, but not more than those guys. Thielen or Rashee Rice. I'm going to go Thielen here for you at Daywalking 87. David Montgomery or Rashee Rice. That's going to be Monty. We got that revenge game. I think he finds the end zone once, twice, maybe 3 times. Just really give it to those Chicago Bears for letting them walk away. I'm going to go A-Chain and Jones for the decision between A-Chain, Jones, and Singletary for at TJ_61 on X. Goff or Herbert. I'm going to go Herbert here. And DK or Barkley. I'm going to go Barkley. I do like the spot for Barkley against Washington today. Need 1 at flex, half PPR, Warren, Schultz, Chandler, or Judy. I'm going to go Schultz. Like the spot. He's been consistent. CJ Stroud's been good. It's a good game. Good matchup against Arizona. Pick 3 for at Danny Cohen, 1959. CD, Tank, Garrett, and Mike Evans. I'm going to sit Evans here. Again, I like Evans, but again, this is going to be really a battle of the trenches. If San Francisco can put pressure on Barkley or on Baker, it's going to be tough for the receivers, even though they have a plus matchup. Karen Shah on the YouTube here. We have B-Rob, Lockett, or Addison. Flex 2. I'm going to sit Addison there. Karan. Really bad matchup against Patrick Surtain, especially with no JJ. If JJ had played, I'd be rethinking Addison. Really, Osborne's probably the better wide receiver play in that grouping, if any at all. But I really like B-Rob, and I like Lockett a lot today. Should I have to White as my running back 2 or swap him for A-Chain and flex Addison, Warren, or White? I would not be playing Rashad White. I'd definitely play Addison over or A-Chain over White. But of this other flex options, I'd also probably risk it with White. His upside's a little bit higher than Warren and Addison. So really, it probably doesn't make a big difference if you have White in your running back or A chain in a flex. I'd play White and A chain if you're looking to play two out of that. DJ Moore do well today? Yeah, I think so. I think he'll do all right. Drew Kiss Cult on X, Devontae Smith or A chain. I'm going to go A chain here. Jacob, Swift, Barkley, or Montgomery have PPR. Which two? I'm gonna go Jacobs and Monty. Out of those two, there for Sam at Bon Rules. Have PPR, choose between these four for a wide receiver spot and a flex. So it's Cooks, Herbert, Johnston, and Pickens. I'm gonna play Cooks and Herbert out of those. James Cook or Deontay Johnson at Texas Justice 05. I'm going to go Cook. Really not into the pass catchers against Cleveland today for Pittsburgh. At Ray Dog 14, need to have PPR. Gibbs, Mostert, or Achan. I'm going to go Gibbs and Achan. Garrett Wilson or Deontay Johnson. I'm going to say Wilson. I'm going to still say Garrett Wilson here. Hot route 77.7. Let's see here. Joe Woodard 88 on X. A chain or Montgomery. I have Gibbs 2 full PPR. Also Howell or Fields. I lean Montgomery here, Woody. But if you want the diversity, go ahead and go with Achan. I think both are good options today. As far as your quarterback situation goes, I'm gonna go Brock Purdy there against Tampa Bay. Let's see here. Pick 3: Saquon, Montgomery, Mostert, or Rashad White. I'm gonna sit Rashad White here. For at Captain Bradford on X. Let's see here. We got at USN_TTV Barrett on X, Cooper or Achan. Definitely Achan. I am not about the Amari Cooper life today. Half PPR, flex position, Garrett Wilson, Warren, or Rice. I'm going with Wilson here. Lockett or Dotson from Miller Lite at KRKM. I'm going Lockett. I like him today. I think this is his spot for him. Kevin Law 499 79874 on X. Myers, Hopkins, Hollywood Brown, Rice start 2. I'm gonna say Hop and Rice. Feel like Brown, go Hop. go him over let's see here. Miller Lite, Garrett Wilson, or DJ Moore. I'm gonna go Moore here. I like DJ Moore today. Start 2. Oh, what do we got here? That's not the question I clicked. Start 2 of Kirk, Hopkins, Montgomery, full PPR. That's gonna be Kirk and Monty for you at Nigel Roach on X. Let's see here. This is not the time to start acting up. Twitter. Here we go. At JC Trey 4. Love or T-Law. Running back 2. Connor, Ford, and White. So I'm going to go Love at quarterback and Ford at running back for you there at JC Trey 4. Let's see. Michael Hansen. Sorry, I missed this a little bit ago. It's only been 4 minutes. Hopefully you're still tuning in. Standard non-PPR, Puka, Debo, Garrett Wilson, Metcalf, Flex, Williams, Cook, or either of the above. Definitely play Javonte Williams. I like the matchup this week. I think he's a top 12 option in your flex for sure. Wide receiver, if you only need one, I'm going to go Puka. If you need two, my next option is Garrett Wilson. NBA rigged. Howdy, Jeremy. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Next week we'll be here. It's gonna be a fun Thanksgiving this year. You know, we get some football on Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and then Sunday. It's a nice 3-day week of football there. So that should be fun. Good week. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm good. I've been on here. You go tune in. I'm here. It's good. I'm doing swell. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. Hopefully you are as well. NBA rigged. James Fieri, half PPR, Gabe Davis, Zay Jones, or Rico Dowdle, second flex down with Andrew's injury. Okay. With this, we're going to actually pivot a little bit here, James, to let me type quick. And let's pull up the inactives. I saw, what is going on here? I swear. Sometimes these computers don't like to work. There it is. Okay, he's playing. Zay Jones. I really like Zay Jones today. I really think that he's going to benefit as far as the red zone goes. So I'm going Zay Jones there for you, James. Mark, Waddle, Nakua, Singletary need one wide receiver and one flex. Waddle and well, I'm playing Singletary. Waddle and Singletary. I do like Nakua, but I'm going to go Waddle and Singletary. James, I appreciate it. I was going to get there. I was going to get to the inactives. I just, I had a lot of questions, and I really like Zay Jones was a key factor for me in this. A lot of these questions, I've had some Zay Jones stuff. And I do like him. It was just always whether he was going to be active or not. Michael, appreciate it. Yep, no problem. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it works out for you. Let's see here. Tootsie Pop, what is up? Rachel, how's it going? Curtis Samuel or Brandon Powell? Oh, you love these tough ones, don't you? I'm gonna go Brandon Powell. I think that Addison's going to likely get shut down from Surtain. Powell's going to have one of the easier matchups, him and Osborne. Curtis Samuel, I don't know how much they're going to use him. Last week he came back. He wasn't really used. It's like him and Dotson and kind of I think they could be up a little bit there, Washington, and I think B-Rob's the benefactor there. And I think it's a big day for McLaurin. So I'm going to go Powell there for you, Rachel. Go Bills for sure this week. Yeah, I'm hoping. I hope that today is a good day. I hope we see the good Bills back again. Sugar High Josh, all the good things. So I'm hoping for it, NBA. Been holding them since the draft. James, what did we talk? Oh, Zay Jones. Yeah, I like Zay Jones. I think he's a he's a sneaky play there. I think that ETN's huge touchdown production was because Zay Jones wasn't there. I talked about this a little bit earlier, so I'm going to talk about it again here, James. I really do think that there's a correlation there. We're going to find out today because he's finally active. So hopefully he gets to the end zone. Sox hater, how's your Sunday going? It's good, hectic, but good. Always love Sundays, right? Jalen Warren or James Cook? I'm going to go James Cook. I know Warren's kind of got the starter designation. Doesn't really matter to me. Like, he might start the game, but it's still going to be a committee. Najee Harris was a starter for a long time, and it was just committee. So doesn't really change it for me. I like James Cook today against the Jets. I think we get some good Bills football today. Nakua, Rashad White, or Tank Dell. Pick 2. Sterling, I'm sitting Rashad White. I like Puka Nakua and Tank Dell today. I don't like the matchup at all for Rashad White. That team held Travis Etienne, who's definitely better than Rashad White, to like under 7 points. So I'm not about that, especially with how bad the Bucs offensive line has been. So at Barstool Miracle, Kyler or Herbert 4 point, Brian Robinson or Javonte in half. So I'm going to go Herbert and Williams here. I think both are good starts at the running back position there, but I'm going to go with those two. Let's see here. Need one from Kevin Wheeler, non-PPR, Henderson, Singletary, or McLaurin. I'm going to go with Singletary. I like him. He's always been a good runner. Really showed it last week. Has a decent matchup against the Chargers here. Mario at Pena, D61, Dak or Herbert. I'm going to go Dak. I like the spot. I don't think that Carolina's as bad a matchup as I've heard some people having a little bit of leery for him. At Ja from the 305, I have to start 3, sit 1. Who do I bench? Thielen, Brown, Cooper, or Robinson? I'm going to put Cooper on the bench here. DTR, I know he faced San Francisco, but it wasn't great in that first matchup that he really got to play in. So until I see it, I'm going to kind of roll with skipping out on him. Lockett or JSN. I'll go Lockett. I know he hasn't practiced. They have this in there as well from at Marty Cash. Cashed in one, but we've seen Lockett kind of not practice before and come in and have a big game. If he plays, I'm playing Tyler Lockett. Gil, I have to drop someone, Osborne or Moore. Muth has been activated, lost Andrews. Yeah. Probably Moore. I'd probably go Osborne, to be honest. Just because JJ's going to likely be back, whether it's next week or after their bye. So really, Osborne doesn't really excite me. I mean, maybe he has a decent game today, but after that, like once JJ's back, it's kind of going to be like JJ and Addison in that offense and Hawk. So, but again, Elijah Moore has been really bad too. So, and he has DTR now. So, yeah, actually, drop Elijah Moore. I talked myself out of Osborne. Go with Elijah Moore. He's likely dead at this point as far as fantasy goes, just because of DTR and that offense and as a whole. He wasn't really getting it done with Watson, so I don't expect it with DTR. So I would try drop Moore, bring up Muth, and then I'd start Hunt. Your second question, I'd start Kareem Hunt. I think he finds the end zone. He's been on a tear finding the end zone. Pittsburgh's been pretty easy against running backs, so I'd go Kareem Hunt there. Gino Purdy or Kyler from Revengeful of Rants. Pollard, Connor, Kirk, and Rice need full PPR, need 2. So I'm going to go Kyler at the QB question. And then I'm going to go Kirk and Pollard. I know he hasn't been great, but this is kind of one of those games, I think, for him against Carolina that they get him going right there with Tony Pollard. Hollywood Brown or David Montgomery from Jonathan. 1504. I'm going Monty. Revenge game, baby, and a good running game from the Lions. So Nico Collins or Jalen Warren. I'm going Nico Collins here for Edgar. 1000 on X. Devin Singletary, Amari Cooper for the OC. I'm going Singletary there. Let's see here. Connor or Saquon. I'm going Saquon. I do like the spot for him against Washington. He's kind of the Giants defense or offense in a whole. So I do like that. Muth or Rondell Moore. I'll go Muth. Tight end premium, PPR. I'd go that. I know it's his first game back, but D Hop or Godwin. I'm going to go Hop here. Don't love the matchup for him, but I don't love it for Godwin either. So I'd probably go with D Hop. He's a little bit more exciting. Gibbs or Ford, standard scoring. Fisher rules. I'm going Gibbs. I think in general, this Lions run game's going to chew up and eat and spit out some bear this afternoon. So full PPR, A-Chain or Aaron Jones. I'm going to go Jones here. It's close. At Eldon DeMartini. And you're welcome, Gil. It's close for me. I'm going to go with the guy that I think a little bit easier matchup. It's close. They're kind of both plus matchups, but Aaron Jones has been in there. A-Chain. There could be a chance they ease him back in, but let's see here. At Lou, Passaco, Herbert, or Howell or Purdy. I'm going to go Purdy plus matchup. I like that for him. Let's see here. We got Ultimate 2472, Jalen Warren, Hunt, Rice, or Spears. Which two? I'm going to go Hunt and Rice here. Myers, JSN, or Pickett's at, say, Halverson. I'm going to go JSN here. Let's see here. Dak, Dubes, or Kyler. Tua or Stroud. Dak and Stroud. For at the real Ant World. On X, at Josh _ Pool 1, Bench 1, A-Chain, Mostert, or Brown. Brown for me. I'm playing both the Dolphins running backs. Flex Sutton or Kittle. I'm going to go Sutton. Kittle, yeah, he's had a couple of big plays, but it's been limited targets. Sutton's kind of been involved heavily in that passing game. So JSN, Addison, or Warren. I'm going to go JSN here. At Robert Allen Lane on X. Cortland Sutton, Daryl Henderson, Jalen Warren at Pink Floyd. I'm going Sutton. John Lee, T-Law, or Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson for me. I think it's an easier matchup. It's not like easier, quote unquote, on paper, but I think Wilson is going to have a pretty good game. Jacob Node has got Stroud or Hurts. Also have AJ Brown. Opponent has Dell. I'm going to go Hurts over Stroud. I do like Stroud, but I think Hurts is in a good spot. Ford or Hopkins at Jay Costa. Lots of numbers. But Jerome Ford over DeAndre Hopkins. Kings fan BB, half PPR. Nico, Addison, or Hopkins, pick one. Montgomery, Singletary, Jacobs, pick two. Full PPR. Johnson and Rice. So picking one of the first one is Nico, Monty, and Singletary, and then Rice over DJ. For me, they're at Kings fan BB. We got Warren, Addison, or Cooper, half PPR. I'm going to go Warren in this situation. I don't like the receivers there, or their situations, I should say, moving forward at the moment. At Draft Nasty, Foreman, or Henderson. I'm going to go Henderson here. Trust Garrett Wilson over Rasheed Rice. Yes, I'm playing Garrett Wilson over Rice. Kittle, Kincaid, B-Rob, Kirk, or Singletary. I'm going to go Kincaid. And B-Rob is my flex there. Pick 2, Marquise Brown, Tank Dell, and Evans. That's going to be Dell and Evans. Dell or Puka Nakua. That's going to be Dell for me at Santagio Park. Brennan Fraley. What's up? Good morning. Tank Dell or Addison with Jefferson out? Tank Dell, Brennan. Yeah, Jefferson's out, but that's actually worse for Addison, in my opinion. He's going to draw Patrick Surtain, who just locked down Stephon Diggs. So I'm not really in on Addison without Jefferson just in this matchup. So I'm going to go with Tank Dell here, who's in a plus matchup with Arizona. Start 2, half PPR, Najee Harris, Spears, and Warren. I'm going to go Warren and Spears. I'm going to go Warren and Harris. Tough matchup, but go Warren and Spears. I don't know. I don't know if I want to start both Steelers running backs in that situation. Dak or Hurts. I'm going Hurts. I like the game matchup, game script, everything that should happen. Hurts is going to have a good week. Chandler or JSN at the real Sean Henley. JSN. I don't really like Chandler now that we have Madison playing. So I'm going to go JSN there. Start McBride over Laporta, Howell over Fields. McBride and Howell for me. PPR, DJ Moore or Devontae Adams, Montgomery or Mozart. DJ Moore and Monty for me there. Ridley or Lockett is going to be Lockett. Murray, Fields, or Howell. Opponent has Howell, Hollywood, and McBride. Ford or Nakua. Murray and Nakua. Keenan Allen, Garrett Wilson, or Tay Adams. Jose Diaz is going to be Keenan Allen for you, Jose. I like the spot for him. Rashad White, James Conner. That's definitely Conner. Need one, Jahan Dotson, JSN. That's JSN. Start Devin Singletary or Rashad White. That's going to be Singletary at MMM131328 on X. Got to start one, Judy or Samuel. It's going to be Judy for me there at KC Holloway _ Evans or Puka at the Snake 024. Puka for me. Tank or McBride, half PPR for at Schmidt, lot of underscores on X. I'm going to go Tank. I do like both, but I think Tank has a higher upside for you there. Purdy versus Allen. Don't do. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say don't do it, but I'm going to go Allen. Still too much upside. I think that we get good Josh Allen today, personally. Also hoping slight bias, but hoping for it. So is following up question was for Ford, and then I mentioned moving White over, playing McBride over White. Can't play two tight ends. Didn't notice that for you. Sorry, Javier. I'm gonna go Thielen then. Let's see here. Dak or Murray from Shabar Music on Twitter. I'm gonna go. Oh, what's going on here? I'm gonna go Dak for you there. All right, let's see here. Benching Dak, 2 quarterback lead for Stroud and Purdy. I don't hate benching Dak. I like those other 2 quarterbacks. I really probably would play Dak over Purdy, but I'm not gonna. You're splitting hairs at that point. Full PPR: Rondell Moore, Chuba, Spears, Zay Jones, Elijah Moore for at Let's Get the Dub. I'm gonna go Jones. I like Zay Jones here this week. Need to choose a flex. At Crips Pena, Gabe Davis, Christian Watson, Smith Najigba, Tajay Spears, Herbert, or Rice. I'm gonna go Rice here. I like Rashee Rice in this grouping. Let's see here. Need to Mostert, A-Chain, and Sutton. Also Godwin or Rice. Both running backs for me, and then I'd go Rice over Godwin for at Team No Sleeves 17 on X. So let's see here. Which 3 receivers? Addison, Dell, Beckham, Tank, Cup, or Samuel? It's got Tank, Cup, and Allen in. I like what you got. I like what you have, Matt. I like that setup there. Those ones you picked. Matt, VCAP, Ridley versus DJ. I'm going to go Ridley. Maybe DJ has a good game against Cleveland, but I'm just not anticipating that. At Stories, Dub, Thielen, or Hollywood. I'm going to go Thielen. Start Romeo Dubs, Jacoby Myers, or Alexander Madison in flex, or grab Jaden Reed. I'd probably just go Dubes. Yeah, I'd go Dubes. I like that situation. I think Dubes finds the end zone. Pena, Cripps need a flex. Davis, Watson. I think we already answered this one, but I'll re-answer. I think it's Rice. Some of these are older questions, probably getting some doubles in here because it's been a hectic morning. Couple decisions, one PPR. At tight end, Okonkwo, Otten or Freiermuth, also Reed or Myers. I'm going to go Muth and Reed. For you, Lou. Tank Dell, Cooper Cup, have Stroud. I'd go Dell. Whom should I flex at Enho Prerto 2193? James Cook or Adam Thielen? I'm gonna go Cook. There. Appreciate it. You're welcome, Brennan. Sorry, getting back to these a little late. Running back Henry, Monty, B. Robs, and Connor need 3 out of Cup. Devontae Smith, Nakua, Cooper, Evans, and then a flex. Okay. So I'm playing Montgomery and B. Rob at running back. My flex would be Henry, and then my 3 wide receivers would be Nakua, Cup, and Smith. I'd also be fine with sitting Nakua and playing Evans, Michael. So if you don't want to play both Rams receivers, but I think they'll be all right. So John Lee, Warren, or Deontay Johnson. I'd go Warren. Maybe he's more likely to score. Tough matchup for both situations there. Fantasy Football Garage. Would you start Jalen Warren or James Cook over Will Levis? Thanks. Superflex. I'd probably go Levis. Upside's just higher at the quarterback position and Superflex. I always lean to that quarterback. Obviously, you can obviously not. It's definitely a possibility. But I think Levis could have a decent game, and I don't love either Cook or Warren this week. I think they're more like 10, 15-point guys. Maybe they get 20, but they're more like 10-point type of guys, and I think Will Levis could get to that pretty easily, personally. So I'm going to stay with Levis there. Chef D, 180 on X, Kincaid, Schultz. I'm going Kincaid here. You're going to beat the Jets. It's through the tight end position, so I like that. Safe starting Foreman or Herbert? If so, which one? Jeff Johnson, Montgomery, or A-Chain. I'm going Monty. Safer to find our end zone here. Henderson or Spears. I'm going to say Hendo. At EB333389, Laporta, Schultz, Cooper, Rice, Connor, Godwin, or Hollywood Brown. So I'm going to go Laporta, Rice, Connor, and Brown. Devontae Smith or Derrick Henry. I'm going to go Henry. Need to active drop Fournette, Dubes, or Ty Chandler. Who do you drop? Which 2 players should I sit at J. Evans 1977, Nakua, Kirk, Cooper, Rice, or Connor? Cooper and Rice. would be my sits. And that grouping, Nico or Sutton. Whoa, lots of spaces. Drunken Ape 77-0. I'm going to play Nico in that situation. Lockett or Osborne in flex at Lolo. CWS 16. I'm going Lockett. Flex Javonte Williams or Debo. I'm going Williams. Full PPR, have to pick two: Deontay Johnson, Lockett, Dubs, Johnson, or I guess Judy. I don't trust Pickett, especially against Cleveland and Lockett's hamstring injury. I'm going Dubs and Lockett. For you there. Najee, James Cook, or Khalil Herbert for at Cartoon Man 414. I'm going Cook. DJ Moore or Ridley at Graham B 3613257. On X, I'm going DJ Moore there. Avoiding Calvin Ridley. Dobbs or Fields at Crutel Video. I am going Fields. I'm Antonio Darzin. Start Cooper, risk it with Lockett. I'm risking it with Lockett. Hollywood or Mostert at flex. I'm going Mostert. Yeah, the third is hard, Michael. I love Evans. I just don't love the matchup for the offensive line versus the defensive line. So, like the process, yeah. Levis's ceiling's higher. I mean, James Cook, if you want to go with running the running backs, Fantasy Garage, maybe Cook. But I think Levis is just a higher ceiling. Garrett Wilson or Calvin Ridley. I'm going to go Wilson there. Murray or Goff. Butters 0079783 on X. Then A Chain, Judy or Ingram. Going A Chain. Ridley and Addison PPR. Fantasy FB dude. If this loads, I'm gonna go Ridley. It's close, but even though Ridley's been a disappointment, I think he's a little bit more likely to produce in the matchup that they have. Sit one, Rutler Hall, Metcalf, Moore, or Dell. I'm going Metcalf. Fantasy FB dude, do I flex Hunt, Chandler, or run with Ingram as second tight end? I'd go Hunt. I think he could find the end zone today, so I'm going to roll with that. So DK, McLaurin, Monty, Walker, Henry sit two now. I already said DK for Sebastian. My second would probably be McLaurin. Ford or Swift, Rice or Hollywood? Ford and Rice. Howell or Fields, 4-point touchdowns. Howell for at Mustache Steve. Uh, at Mo Eater Beats or Mo Better Eats, Elijah Moore Johnston. I'm going Johnston here. White, Ridley, or Godwin. I'm going to go Godwin. Avery Lavelle, Adams, Waddle, DJ Moore, Hawkinson start 3. I'm going to sit Waddle in that group there. Rosenberger, 25, Puka or Ford in flex. I'm going to go Ford there. I do apologize. Some of these questions are from older, so hopefully everybody does turn around back to them. Like I said, it was a little bit of a hectic morning here in the Popielarz household, so cutting through these later questions. Let's see here. Pick 2, Rice, Warren, Ty Chandler. Rice and Warren. At BA underscore Brisk, Laporta, Cooper, Myers, Robinson, Pacheco, or Rasheed Rice. Robinson. Let's see here. Myers or Amari Cooper. I'm going to go Myers. Nico or Puka. I'm going to go Puka. T-Law and Fields. I'm going to go Fields for you at Mblago on X. Ingram, Musgrave, or Logan Thomas, PPR. I'm going to go Ingram. I'm actually going to go Musgrave here. Behangi, Cooper, JSN, or Quentin Johnston. I'm going to go JSN. Pick 2 PPR, Addison, McLaurin, Devontae Smith, Aaron Jones. I'm going Jones and McLaurin. Zika, DST, who do I sit full PPR? DJ Moore, Godwin, Nico Collins. I'm going to say Godwin. Dak or Mahomes. Mahomes. Kincaid or Addison. That's going to be Kincaid for me. Right meow, sir. Ty Chandler, Kareem Hunt. I'm going to go Hunt. Madison, Foreman, or Herbert. I'm going to go Madison here for you at Dirty Birds 1969. Let's see here. Non PPR, which wide receiver? Addison, Amari, or Deontay? I'm going to go DJ. Don't love any of those for you, Davis, but DJ's likely the highest upside. Skinye, Jacoby, or Cooks. Cooks. And Warren, Hubbard, or Henderson. I'm going to go Warren. Start one, Mostert, Brown, Nakua, or White. PPR, I'm gonna go Nakua. Rice or Diggs. For wide receiver, I'm going Diggs. Goff or Howell, 4-point touchdowns, flex spots, PPR, Lockett, McBride, Chandler, Ridley. I'm going Goff and McBride. Rasheed or Hollywood? What's up, Maverick? I'm gonna go Rasheed. I don't really like Hollywood today in this spot. It's not a terrible matchup, but I don't really think he's gonna do as well as everybody thinks. McBride and tight end slot. Am flexing Godwin, Komet, or Ferguson? 1 point PPR. I'm going probably Ferguson there at Dex ankle. Dell or Christian Kirk. It's going to be Dell for me in this situation. I like Tank Dell this week. Cole. We got maybe he didn't. Debo Samuel, Mike Evans. I'm going to go Evans here for Gunzo. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones at Flavor 421. Original, I'm going to go Jones. Ryan Men, Herbert or Murray. I'm going to go Herbert. Oh my gosh, my computer is not operating. Tony, we got Ford, Cook, or Warren. It's going to be Ford and Cook. Addison, Lockett, Hollywood, or Connor. Full flex. I'm going to go Connor for at the Rev Alex 84. Trey McBride or Rice at flex for at B Chris 1999.9. I'm gonna go McBride, and then Henry Robinson or Singletary for RB2. I'm gonna go Robinson. Dell, Henderson, or Godwin. I'm going Dell for @Finn_ on YouTube. Ford, Warren, or JSN at Eyes in the Sky Fantasy Football. I'm going to go Ford. Jalen Warren or James Cook at RB2 DP Football 1. I'm going to go Cook. Let's see here. Kevin Wheeler, need one. Singletary, Henderson, or McLaurin. I'm going to go Singletary here. All right, so we're going through some of these last minute questions here. Trying to catch up to where we were. Let's roll through and see if I missed any over here. Daniel Amata, Quentin Johnson, AJ Dillon, and Flex. I'm going to go actually Dillon here for you, Daniel. I think he finds the end zone. Jay Freese, Gabe Davis, A. Jones, down. I'm going to go Jones. Football cards, Kenneth or Derrick Henry. I'm going to go K9 there. And then Nico Collins or Kenneth Walker as flex. I'm going to go K9 as well again there, Brandy. Flip 31, wide receiver, flex, Waddle, Cup, super flex, Waddle, Cup, Puka, Love, Singletary, McLaurin, pick one. I'm gonna go Cup and super flex. I'm gonna go K9. K Walker. All right, so we have hit the 12:30 hour. I believe I've gotten most of these questions. I'm going to continue to answer them on Twitter. We're just not going to be live after this moment in time. Thank you for tuning in. I did not get a chance to, but I'm going to now. If you did enjoy the show, tune in again next week. I will be here. If you want to get our rankings weekly so you can make these decisions a little bit sooner, you can go ahead, head on over to ftnfantasy.com, sign up using the promo code POPE, P-O-P-E, saves you 10% off. You'll get access to our consensus rankings, which includes Jeff Radcliffe, Scott Spratt, Mike Randall, Chris Meany, etc. You can also, will obviously, depending on your package, get all of our great content as well. So go ahead, set on over there, sign up for that. And until next week, it's been great. It's been a pleasure and good luck. Hopefully these decisions work out for all of us. Have a good week.